Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining in today. There's another part-time franchise opportunity that has really gotten my attention and a few of my clients, and I wanted to share this information with you. Now, it's new in the sense that it is a new opportunity to franchising, but this business has actually been around for about 15 years, which I will let Brent speak to. Here's why we like it, why we wanted to put it on your radar today. It is a simple and affordable business, and it's semi-absentee or can be run semi-absentee. So you can keep your full-time position if you quietly want to start a business on the side, create some income security, and oversee the manager that is in the business on the day-to-day basis. It is membership-based, so there is recurring revenue. And, you know, what is near and dear to my heart, and I don't think I'm unique in this sense, is that this positively impacts our community and teaches such fundamental principles such as tenacity, integrity, and discipline, which just has my utmost respect. So I will turn it over to Brent. Brent, why don't you tell us about this exciting business opportunity?
Perfect. Thank you, Emily. I'm Brent with Premier Martial Arts and Franchise Fastlane. And before we talk about Premier, I've got to shout out FranNet and Emily. They're in Oregon, Idaho, and the Pacific Northwest, and eventually, Charlie in Washington and even in California this winter and into 2020 once we become approved to do franchises in those states. But FranNet is wonderful to work with, and anytime we have the opportunity to showcase a Fastlane brand with FranNet, we love doing so. So, this one is super unique. Like you said, Emily, our brand is 15 plus years old. We're in 27 states already and going to open our 100th school this winter. But on the surface, sometimes when you introduce Premier Martial Arts to your clients, they might be thinking, kiddie karate. I've never really thought of that as a franchise. It's not the stereotypical franchise that maybe candidates initially think of, but we are super unique and purposeful. What I say is martial arts is what we do, but really who we are is three things: kids, community impact, and character development. And oftentimes when you introduce several brands to your clients, many times Premier really resonates very, very strongly because we are so unique. Let's talk about empowering lives. We are a place of education. Yes, we punch and kick like this little guy right here. 80% of our students are age 5 to 12, so think kindergarten to 6th grade. It's that sweet spot of parents investing whatever they need to for their kids' character development and mentoring and life skills. We are certainly recession resistant. We proved that in 08-09. We added schools and grew back then. Really, we are a place of education. Some of our owners even liken it to a church because of the loyalty. Our average student, like this little guy on the screen here, stays with us for 3 years. Our retention rate is 95 to 97% monthly. So yes, the goal of becoming a black belt is paramount, and we have plenty of revenue streams that we'll talk about. But really, we use the word schools and tuition and curriculum. It is a scalable, repeatable business with significant profitability, so hang with us to learn about that. Pretty simple build out. We're looking at 1,200 to 1,600 square feet in Class A retail. It's a quick build, a quick break even. 60 members, 60 students is when you become cash flow positive. That usually happens at month number 4. I tell candidates plan on month number 3 to month number 6 to hit that, but we've got a proven pre-sales process to deliver dozens and dozens of bounding students while the school is being built out. 16 to 24 students on the mat per class, 2 employees. Gotta love 2 employees, not 10 or 20 type of staff count. Strong item 19. We'll talk about the profitability, but on average, just with Monday through Thursday night alone, you're going to see $150,000 profit per school. Our franchise, our founder has been at this 40 years himself, and very turnkey systems as far as build out, site selection, the pre-sales, the websites, and consulting there forward. Mr. Vanover, I kind of joke that he's the godfather of martial arts, but one of the most humble and respected gentlemen in the martial arts industry. At it for 40 years, he has consulted over 1,000 schools before we even became a franchise. He's a school owner himself. He's a father of 2, a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, so he is right in the demographic. And he has fostered an amazing, happy, loyal, and profitable franchisee base. We essentially operated as a license model. You can see Mr. Vanover started the first school about 30 years ago, grew it to 600 students. A lot of curriculum and industry-leading options. Mr. Vanover started with 32 schools all at once in the license model, and just last year converted every single licensee to a franchisee, which is significant and kind of unheard of. Today, we have solidified 25 new franchisees in the last 4 months through the summer of 2019 for, I think it's 93 plus territories. So Premier as a brand is really booming nationwide with selective new franchisee growth. Really what we're about, I talked about a little bit earlier, is character development. Our competition is not the Taekwondo mom and pop studios that you see every couple miles. We feature 15 current owners as validators to do Q&A with candidates, and all of those owners would tell you that they are not our competition. One of our owners even said, when you go to that fine Mexican restaurant that is your favorite, and you know the difference of that and Taco Bell. Premier humbly is at the top of the caliber of martial arts from a business systems, training modules, digital marketing, and we're about fitness as well. Obviously, 20% of our students are teenage to adults. They want to burn calories, have that stress release mainly through kickboxing. Self-defense is significant in today's society. It doesn't matter if it's a kid learning to defend themselves or a single parent, male, female, it's all relevant. And then we have our own leadership curriculum. Beyond the average student being with us for 3 years from a martial arts and a fitness standpoint, we have a special 18-month separate leadership curriculum for our students. So what makes us different? We help recruit, phone interview, video footage review your staff members. So your 2 staff members, 95% of our new owners have 0 martial arts experience, and that's what we want. We're going to help you with that recruitment, with the marketing and sales, the operational websites, the management. This is a perfect brand if you want to spend 8 to 10 to 12 hours per week. We have a private Facebook group which has a ton of best practices and camaraderie of our current owners. A lot of brands wouldn't want all of their owners bantering around in a Facebook group. This is a very different and unique family. So when our owners say they bleed green, not because it's one of the colors of our brand, this is exactly what they're talking about. Okay, so this is from our FDD, 4 nights a week, call it 20 hours a week. Monday through Thursday, you'll see average revenues of $317 up to $455. That drops $152 to $215 to the bottom line. Most of our owners are going to do multiple units. They see this profitability, simplicity, and scalability, and they want to secure 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 territories. There are many additional revenue streams. So Friday nights, we do, every 3 or 4 weeks, we'll do a parents' night out theme party. Saturday mornings, we'll do a self-defense workshop or a class. Sunday and Saturdays, we'll do as many birthday parties as possible because you can only go to Chuck E. Cheese so many times as a kid, and we become the coolest birthday party with the celebrity black belt, cutting the birthday cake with a samurai sword, and those all turn into leads and opportunities. Simple build-out, you'll see 1,200 to 1,600 square feet. So in general, our students, we want 200 or so students. Lower volume, high engagement. We're going to know all their names, their birthdays, when they take their summer vacations. And really the sweet spot, the secret sauce of Premier is the 2-lesson introductory trial. When I took my nephews to Premier, I thought they'd just throw the 7-year-old in a class and hopefully he'd figure out when to yell, yes, sir, and recite the student's creed. It's exactly the opposite. We have 1 hour every night that I call the revenue hour. And those are for the private 20-minute consultations with the parent and the student. We talk about goal setting, and if they don't know what that means, we talk about dreams and focus at school and earning their white belt and breaking a board in front of mom and dad. 60 to 80% of those private lessons become students. They might start as a 6-month student when the school is brand new and opens, and then ultimately we've got a lot of 12-monthers. The black belt training is a 3-year commitment. You can multiply $165 a month times 3 years. That's a lot of revenue. About 20% of our students will pay in full, which is a significant revenue pop. Each student level has a down payment or kind of a joining fee, and each one has an equipment package. No different than playing lacrosse. You definitely need equipment for martial arts. Everybody has their duffel bags. Everybody matches. They're not coming in just in T-shirt and shorts. It's a very professional environment. And on the bottom of the screen here, you'll see the note, parents will let their kids quit sports, but they are not allowing them to quit Premier Martial Arts. That is significant. Our tagline is no kid sits the bench. In today's youth sports, it's very costly, and most of the kids aren't really participating. They're not performing. They're kind of waiting their turn. They might play a little bit, but we're aiming for that 90% of youth that are not going to make their high school sports teams. One of the most important slides here, you do not need to be a black belt to be a successful franchisee. We help you find the managers. We want most of our new owners, they're parents themselves. They've got business acumen. They range from in the medical field. We've got some doctors who are new owners, some insurance folks, some general, engineers, IT. The number one requirement to be a Premier franchisee is simple. You need to love people. We are a servant leadership brand. From our founder serves the franchisees. The franchisees take care of their managers and staff. And by the way, our managers can make $55 to $80 a year. Normal martial arts, they might be making $9 to $11 an hour. And our staff takes care of our students and their families. So most of our new owners will be semi-absentee, call it 10 hours a week. You'll review the key performance indicators, the revenue trending. You'll participate with your staff once a week in a staff meeting and participate in the Facebook owners group. Maybe once a quarter, take care of an ornery parent issue. Quick to open. So once somebody comes to Discovery Day in Knoxville, Tennessee, they can be open within 6 months. We have a turnkey real estate service, and after they help you with site selection and the arm twisting lease negotiations, we have a turnkey construction and build-out service with RPM, and they're going to build out your school. They're going to hire the contractors, file the permits, and get it open on time. Most important with that is our pre-sales process. Since all of that is being handled for you, you're never going to have to drive by the school and check on the timeliness. We want your manager to be focusing on those pre-sales, those initial founding student memberships. So in summary, lower investment, so $150 to $210, that includes the franchise fee, only a couple employees, nearly 50% profit margin. Yes, we're empowering hundreds of lives, but we are highly profitable at doing so. Very scalable and multi-unit. A lot of our new owners want to open 3 schools over the next 4 to 5 years, leave corporate America at that point, and at that point they could be taking home $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 with multiple units. Strong validation. We are a wide open, transparent brand. You'll be able to interact with 15 current owners in every Tuesday and Thursday phone calls. There's one of our taglines, no kid sits the bench. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, this is exactly what Premier is about. Efficient footprint. You can see it's packed, every seat, every place on the mat. We've got every chair taken and parents and family members overflowing outside. Oftentimes in youth activities, parents might drop them off at a soccer field, be back in 2 hours. Not here. They're hardly sneaking in a grocery shopping trip with Premier. The parents really want to witness the life lessons, the impact. I forgot to mention, we have our own 501c3 nonprofit that helps us get into the elementary schools and partner with teachers and PTAs. But this is really one of those fingerprint type of brand from an ownership standpoint. You can be semi-absentee, have your leadership experience fingerprints all over it. You really don't need to have your hands in it. You don't have to put on a boxing gloves if you don't want to. But it's a really special brand that it's empowering lives hundreds and hundreds of times over. So Emily, I've had enough coffee today, and I get pretty passionate about Premier. So hopefully that was right on target. and excited to talk with several of your clients who have watched this.
Brent, thank you so much. And as a parent and a member of our community, I am just so passionate about what this provides to our communities. And I didn't know about that nonprofit. That is fantastic. So thank you for your time and your generous presentation. And for those of you that are listening in, if you would like to get more information on Premier Martial Arts, if you haven't already, the next step is to complete a PFA or personal franchise assessment. I've provided a link here in the presentation. You can connect with me. You can connect with your local FranNet consultant. If you're not sure who your local FranNet consultant is, just shoot me an email or call me at 503-726-5935, and I'll go ahead and provide you a personal introduction. So Brent, thanks again. Everybody have a great rest of your day. Take care.